Hi, my name is Albert Oak. I've been climbing for a few years now. I love big jump moves and being dynamic. I also used to be in track during high school, so naturally, in the middle of January, I decided to try speed climbing to see how fast I can get. These are the 5 lessons I learned speed climbing for 150 plus hours. Number 1. Speed climbing is hard. The grade of the route itself is around 510C or 510D, which in itself is pretty difficult for most people who walk into the gym for the first time. Just getting to the top would prove to be difficult. Number 2. You have to use your legs a lot. In other forms of climbing, using your legs is important, but in speed climbing, it's even more so. So do your squats and use your leg power. Number 3. Get your beta perfect. Knowing how to do the route perfectly is extremely important for success. You don't want to be spending time on the wall figuring out what you do, since that wastes time. Everything needs to be done by muscle memory. Number 4. And this one is really important. Sometimes you have to slow down to go faster. Ever since you were a little kid, you were obsessed with going faster. You never backed down from a foot race. You ate your food fast, heck, you even wrote so fast that your handwriting was basically illegible 80% of the time. But it wasn't just you that was going fast. It felt like the world was going fast around you as well. You think back and realize that you've been through so many experiences in so many places that it's all a blur. What was over 2 decades felt like 2 minutes. You've never really been in one place for long, but here you are. You're standing in front of a 15-meter wall looming over you, and the main goal is to go as fast as possible. It's time to clip in and give it a try. So you try to go up as fast as possible. Like a newborn duck on ice, the only thing you were fast at was slipping and falling all over the place. For hours on end, session after session, you try and learn the route perfectly. Over and over and over again, you fall on just the first move. You miss the foot, you miss the hand, you slip on the wall. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So you change this detail, that detail, and sometimes it clicks. But most of the time, you go right back to falling. On your drive home from the gym, you're not thinking about the hours of training you just did, but you're thinking about how in the past year, you feel like you haven't had a moment to catch your breath. In a world with billions of people, sometimes it's easy to feel alone. You arrive home, park your car, shower, shovel in dinner, and watch your speed climbing in slow motion until 2 a.m. Wake up, stretch, head back to the gym. You go up as fast as you can. Your fingernails scratch the walls and you're bleeding underneath your nails. It's painful. Your forearms burn, so you buy a compression sleeve. You look choppy when you go up the wall, but soon things start connecting and you hit a new PR. A personal record. You go under 9 seconds for the first time. It's been a month since you started, and just 4 weeks ago you were getting to the top in 16 seconds, pretty much double the time you just got. You're excited, you cheer, but the adrenaline dies down and you go back in your car. As your breathing returns to normal, the energy of the other people in the gym leaves you and you're left feeling alone again. It's been months since you felt like you've stopped and had time to understand how you've been feeling. In fact, it's been over 2 decades since you felt like you've been able to slow down and catch your breath. You can do this. You can get faster. Park, shower, shovel food into your face, analyze your footage until 2 a.m., pass out. Going from high 8 seconds down to low 8 seconds takes a long time. You adjust how far you need to turn your knee on certain moves. You do muscle-ups, dips, pull-ups, ab exercises day after day. As you're heading out of the gym, someone tells you they've been seeing your progression and tells you that you've been doing a great job. They ask why you were training speed. I just want to get better at it and maybe compete one day. You're too uncertain about yourself to tell them the real reason. They say, cool, good luck, and you go sit in your car again. Park your car, shower, shove dinner down, and analyze until 2 a.m. This morning, you wake up, and instead of going to the gym, you go to the top of a rooftop. This is time for yourself. This is you. You'll never be good enough. This is a waste of your time. You're not a serious athlete. You've heard it all. Why did coaches and people you thought you cared about say those hurtful things to you? Never did they take a moment and try to understand that you were working your hardest every time. You were never gifted, had the best resources, equipment, or support. All these negative thoughts and feelings of inadequacy plague your mind. You're not one to be open about the dark times in your life, but like everyone, they were there. There was a lot of loss in the last year. Family, friends, relationships, but perhaps the biggest loss was a loss of self. There's a deadline for all of this, though. Your only goal is to make the cutoff and qualifying time for the national team trials. 7.6 seconds or faster. You know that if you make it, you'll get absolutely destroyed, but that's okay. Just making it would be a great experience, and you set it as your goal to try and get there in the short amount of time you have. This is what you were uncertain of telling the guy at the gym about. Because the truth is, you don't think you can make it. But you have to try. So try you do. You step on the pad, and for just a moment, everything, all the darkness is left behind as you launch from the starting pad. You don't have to think about anything except to go up and to go fast. You look up at the time. That's it. You broke 8 seconds. Maybe, just maybe, 7.6 is possible. You're only 0.18 away. You go back into your car and feel something different this time. What you remember from the past hour is that there were people cheering you on, people giving you fist bumps, people just as excited as you were. Everything happened so fast, but when you replay it in your mind, those moments slow down and you appreciate it. You feel your heart rate come down. You go home, shower, shove dinner down, and analyze your clips until 2 a.m. The deadline is right around the corner. A few days left. There's immense pressure to get the qualifying time. For the next 48 hours, you push harder than you have up to this point to get the time. But each run, you fall short. Each run, you fail and it hurts. You plug in your headphones and try to refocus. Every negative thought that you can think of floods your mind. A few short months ago, you cried alone in your car because you felt trapped and alone. You were making videos where you were excited to the world, but deep down inside there was pain and darkness. Life was going by too fast. When you speed climb, if you try and go as fast as you can without focusing on the details, taking your time to go through the process of the climb, you won't be able to go faster. You have to slow down. You look up from your music and see someone brushing the holds for you. You look to your left and your friends are there supporting you. You check your phone and people are sending supportive messages to you as well. This whole time you were living life so fast that you never slowed down to see the amazing people and world in front of you. Those negative thoughts, those negative words, those dark places were never going to define you because now you finally know how to slow down and appreciate the positives and learn from the negatives. This isn't about accepting failure, because you already accepted that a long time ago. This is about slowing down and seeing the beauty that the world can offer. The time doesn't cut it. You don't make the cutoff, but it doesn't matter. You go home, you breathe deeply, and are ready to rest, for tomorrow is a new day. A few weeks later, when you're finishing up your session, your training partner comes up and tells you something you've never thought about. One day, you're going to PR, and that's the last time you'll ever PR. You laugh and tell him it's true, but the thought sits with you as you walk out to your car. At a certain point, there will always be something that you do for a last time. You can't predict the future. This is your fastest time so far, but it could be the fastest time you ever get. Anything can happen tomorrow. It's a bit morbid to think, but today is the last time I could do anything. And as morbid as that thought was, it brought a smile to my face. There's something beautiful about everything in life being finite. If we were all immortal, there would be no reason to accomplish anything or to push ourselves. As I start my car and drive home, I think back to everything that got me here, and my smile grows stronger. There was blood, sweat, toil, and tears, but there were so many lessons I learned about myself and so many friends that were supporting me. Friends, onlookers, staff. These experiences are what makes every day special. Throughout this short and continuing journey, the numbers at the top of the wall was never going to dictate my PR. The new experiences, the journey, and process, those are the real personal records.
It did!
Number 5, maybe invest in knee pads.